So let's go ahead and we will check out what you posted. Looks like, Lita, I got your post too. So we are ready to go. So let me refresh and then we will analyze what you guys did. Okay, so in this problem you have paperback books that are $2.50 and hardcover books which are $4.50, and you have at most $20 to spend. So a hint for you guys is whenever you hear the at most, that means you can spend up to 20, including 20, but that doesn't mean you have to spend 20. So let's look at what you guys said. So Dustin, you said you can buy 2 hardcover books and 4 paperback and have an extra dollar. Okay, that is true. The only thing I would want to see in addition to that is how did you get that? What did you do? So Dustin, if you want to post that, oh, you wrote in here, I bought myself a 1,000, oh, that's not ridiculous, okay. Wow, Dustin, that's pretty good. GameStop is paying you well. But anyway, so what you'd want to do though is explain to me how you got that information. Okay. So if you did trial and error where you just picked I want 2 hardcover, that comes to $8, subtract that from 20 and I got 12, and then how many of those paperbacks could I buy? Explain how you did that. So Skylar, let's look at yours. So very good. So your work is explanation enough. So you said 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like 4 of the paperbacks. And so you actually came up with the same thing as Dustin, but you have your work in there explaining that. That's awesome. That's excellent. And it looks like you have an extra 18. Oh no, actually you came up with more. I'm counting the 250. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or did you mean 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18? So check your top one out, Skylar, because I've got $5, $10 here, plus 9. So that's okay. So that is 19 actually. So good. All right. Let's see. And then you do. Okay, so that does add up. So actually, so you're pretty good. Looks like you have 3 extra. Nice job. And then Lita, you said you could buy 2 hardbacks, which is 9, and 4 paperbacks, which is $7.50. And then Skylar, good job for responding. So just double check on the 4 paperbacks. The 4 paperbacks you said was $7.50, but it looks like it would be 10 actually, Lita. So double check that. And then again, just like Dustin, Lita, explain to me, how did you get that? What did you do? Because you guys have great answers. I just want to know a little bit more detail. So Ashley, when I calculated 4 hardcover books and 1 paperback, I got a really close number of $20.50. Okay, so the only problem is you only have $20. So you're going to have to work off the 50 cents, Ashley. You're going to have to do some slave labor. Sorry, I'm sorry. You have to go in there and clean my floors in my bookstore for that. So you can't go over, you guys can't go over. But I really like that effort. I really like the work in there that you put in there too, Skylar. But again, you guys, make sure to always, really important, explain your thinking. Okay, because then I don't know how you came up with that. So make sure you explain your thinking. Okay, let's go ahead and look back at the actual, oh, Skylar, you added a reply, so I'll come back to that in a little bit. So let's actually look at this problem, you guys. Since we can spend at most 20, that means we can spend 19. Some of you guys spent 19. I think, Skylar, maybe you spent 18. But you can spend different amounts. And so what we really want to do is, because there's an infinite number of answers, like what Dustin was saying, well, how do we come up with an answer if there's an infinite number of answers? Well, you don't really. Think about when you graph an inequality and you shade the solution area, there's multiple points that are answers. Oh, Skylar, 18 or 19, okay. So this is really the same kind of thing. Now, anytime you have a problem like this, and what I'm trying to get you guys to do is think of it as an algebraic type problem. So maybe what we can do is say that, let's define our variables. Let's just say that P is equal to, and look what it's asking. What are the possible combinations? So we're looking for the number of, right? Dustin, you posted another. Okay, so Dustin, I'll check your post in just a second. So P is going to be the number of paperbacks, we'll say, because that's what we're looking for, that we can buy. And we can say that H, maybe, is going to be equal to the number of hardcover. Okay, so guys, we have our variables defined. The next step is to use those in some kind of inequality. And what I would say is that the number of paperbacks that you buy, well, and this is what you guys were doing really indirectly when you were figuring things out, right? You took however many paperbacks you bought and you multiplied that times $2.50 because that's how much they cost. Plus, you added to that the number of hardcover books you bought times $4.50. And here's where you have the at most. So you can spend less than or equal to that $20. Okay. Now what I could do is I could graph this on the x and y axes. I could say that P is x and H is y, and I would get a whole slew of solutions, and I guarantee you your solutions would be in there too. So if we want to do that, let's go ahead and graph this. So 250 and 450. So if I go to my graph, my friendly graph here, we can graph an inequality in this Desmos calculator. All right, you guys, I'm going to move this over a little bit so that you can see it. Shrink it. How about? So if we say that it was, I believe it was 250x plus 450y has to be less than or equal to, and it was 20, there's our solution area all in red. Okay, and so it tells you how many you can buy. So if we said that x was, I thought we said that x was our paperbacks. Yep, x is our paper books. Go back. So all down here at the bottom represents that, whereas the y represents our hardbacks. So some of you guys said, did you say 2 and 4, Ashley, or what did you say? Oh, there it goes. It's slow getting up there. You said 1 and 4. So if I look at Ashley's over here, I go to 1, and actually let me zoom out a little bit. So if I go to 1 and 4, look where Ashley is, right here on the line. And the line is solid, so that works perfectly well. That's a good answer. And if I look at some of your other answers, let me check it out. Oops, hang on. I think one of them was 2 and 4. Let me double check. So Dustin said 2 hardcover and 4 paperbacks. So let's go over here. So we got 4 paperbacks here and 2, and look, again, that is in our red solution area. So great, that is perfect. And then I know Skylar and Lita, you guys came up with some too. And maybe let's just double check another one. Let's see, Skylar, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you had 4 and 6, it looks like. Oops. 4 and 6. Let me go back to the calculator one more time. And so the only thing is 4 and then 6. Skylar, see, here's a good way to tell. So your point is right up here. So something, or am I going backwards? No, I think I'm in the right place. So the only thing is double check yours, because yours doesn't, it looks like you would have to spend, like Ashley, a little bit more than the $20 to get to that point. Or maybe you gave me 2 different solutions. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it. Actually, I think I am misunderstanding you. Oh, I see. Yeah, you even, sorry, Skylar. You didn't have 4 and 6. I put them all together as 1, which was not how you had it. I'm so sorry about that, Skylar. You actually had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. So that was just like Dustin's, which worked. And then you had another solution. So you actually gave me 2 solutions. Very nice. So you said 1, 2, 3, or just 4 and 0, which works too. So here's 4 and 0. So I'm sorry, Skylar. Both of your, yeah, good job. Both, I like that too. Overachieving. Very nice. Both of your solutions work. So way to go, you guys. Very nice. But this is just, the point of this lesson was to demonstrate inequalities and how if you can build the equation like I did, right over here, that 250x plus 450y less than or equal to 20, and you can graph it, then it's easy to pick a solution. You don't have to do really any math, right? Did I do any math? You guys worked harder than I did. So just to point that out. You guys are a little bit harder working than I am right now. Okay. All right, so let's go back. So now that we've done that, we have one last thing for today, you guys. One last thing. And that's not it. Here it comes. Okay. So in your notepads, so this time you guys are all in your notepads, and you guys are awesome. You have your names in there already. You're doing super. I want you to make a list numbering from 1 to 5. So you guys make a list of 1 to 5. Ashley, 1 to 5 in your notepad. This is our last slide, you guys. So you're doing awesome so far. Finish strong. 1 to 5. Ah, you guys are so good. Okay, and here we go. Number 1. So number 1 is listed up here for you guys. I want you to look at this graph, and I just want you to write the y-intercept. What are the coordinates or value of the y-intercept? That's all I want you to write. Coordinates of the y-intercept. Lita, nice. Already in. Okay, guys, no delay. Justin is typing. Skylar, Ashley, why are you guys? Skylar's tapping, good. Okay, so Lita, you led the way on this one. Nice job. And it looks like you guys are. Ashley, you're not typing. It froze? Your computer's freezing a lot. Didn't it freeze last? Or no, it died last time. Like it froze the last time. All right, so we have a frozen computer. Okay, so good job, you guys. The y-intercept is, in fact, 0, 0. Skylar, I know you're writing like little O's and stuff. So good. If we look at where the y-intercept is, it's right down here. That's where it crosses the y-axis, and it is, in fact, 0, 0. Nice job, you guys. Okay, so you ready for number 2? You have 5 tasks ahead of you, right? Here we go. Number 2. All right, very simple, you guys. Write whether the graph has a negative or positive slope. This is just a good review for you guys before your final week. Ah, so fast. Look at you guys, fast. Nice, very nice. And you all are exactly correct. From left to right, it is going uphill, so it's positive. Beautiful, I like it. So it is positive. All right, number 3, here we go, you guys. All 100% for 100% right now. So number 3 is find the slope. And I would just caution you guys to notice that these units don't go by 1. Right? The x-axis goes by 0.5s and the y-axis goes by 20s. So find the slope, something over something. Rise over run. See who gets this in there. Lita's off to a running start. I like it. Like it. And now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge you guys. Since Lita got hers in first, can you guys give me a different way to write that slope instead of 20 over 0.5? Can you write it a different way? Like 1/2, for example, can be written as 2 over 4. It can be written as 4 over 8. So in that same line after the 20 over 0.5, who can write it a different way? Whoever writes it a different way second gets a big prize. Big prize. Ah, so Ashley wrote 4 over 1. Let's see. How'd you get that, Ashley? Tell me how you got that. Oh, okay, so the only problem is, what's your denominator? Yes. All right, so Lita's already got 2 ways, actually. You're on top of things today, Lita. I think you've got math in the brain. You've been doing a lot of math lately. Lita's like off and running. Skylar, you got, okay, so Skylar, you've got 2 over 1/2. So, what's that? Ah, yes, that's better, Ashley. So 2, so Skylar, I'm trying to, okay, so that is 2 over 1/2, so you divided by 10. So what's 0.5 divided by 10? Because if you divide 20 by 10, you get 2, but if you divide 0.5 by 10, you're not going to get a half. So think about that one again. Think about that one again. Dustin, I only see, oh, 2. Okay, so 20 over 0.5, Dustin, is not the same as 2 over 0.5, right? You did the same thing as Skylar, basically. You divided the numerator by 10, which means you have to divide the denominator by 10 as well. So you got to think about that one. You guys can also look at the graph, too. Pick a different point to go from. So instead of going from 0 to this first red point, why don't you guys go from 0 to like this fourth red point? What would be that slope? Oh, typo. All right, how about this? You guys got any other ideas? You guys did an awesome job right away. All right, Dustin. So you did 100 over 2.5. I like it. That's awesome. Very good. Very good. Okay, so you good, you guys. So we do have some different things in there for slope. And just so you guys know, all of them will reduce down to 20 over 0.5 or 40 over 1, like some of you guys have. So really nice. And that's what I want you guys to get out of slope, right? It's always going to be rise over run. So you could do like Dustin, do 100 over 2.5. You could do 120 over 3.0, which is reduces to 40, right? 120 divided by 3 is 40. So nice job, you guys. Nice job. So I'm going to actually write the slope as 40 over 1 just because that's a little bit easier to use in an equation. So let's use 40 over 1. All right, number 4. Number 4, write the equation of the line. Okay, you guys, so take your information from slope and y-intercept, and for number 4, write the equation of the line, and you're almost there. Almost there. All right, Lita's got a y equals. Come on, Ashley. Come on. Hurry. Hurry. Equation of the line. No tying of the shoe. Ashley's tying her shoe. I see Dustin over there sitting next to Mr. Brish. Dustin's got the y equals, but Dustin, you're just writing what Lita's writing, so Lita's going to get this one. And you know that that's not the slope we said, so don't always copy what somebody else is doing, because you may not get it right. Think about the slope we came up with, you guys. Y equals mx plus b. I'm glad you guys are thinking y equals mx plus b, though. In fact, I'll write it out here. I'll write it right here, you guys. Y, whoops, that's a y, equals mx plus b. That's the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. So, just so you guys know, I'm going to highlight what we already found. We already found the m, and we already found the b. All right, Skylar, that was a really good effort. Really good effort. Except that, Skylar, look at your equation. Was the 2 on the end? That is our y-intercept, right? I froze. Sorry, Skylar. Hopefully I'm not froze anymore. So this is our y-intercept, our b, right? This is the y-intercept. And think about what we found for the y-intercepts. Ashley, you too, think about what we found for the y-intercept. And then m is our slope. Okay. So, Dustin, you got to work on yours a little bit. Look back at yours. Skylar, you got to work on yours a little bit. So you guys write the y-intercept. I think we did that in number 1. We did that in number 1. So look back on my sheet if you want, or my screen. And the slope, we did that on number 3. So you guys have both those values. Have them. So Skylar, you have a 20 as our slope, but was our slope 20? Did we say our slope was 20? Okay, you guys, keep it going. Ashley, write your equation. You don't have to do any calculations. The answers are already given to you. The answers are there. Huh? Do you see them? See them? All right, Skylar. Lena, Dustin, is our slope 0 though? Because you have the slope. The slope is next to x. So Ashley, look again. You guys look, the slope is next to x. Is our slope 0? Ashley's changing. Is our slope 20? Look, look, the slope was number 3. What did we write for number 3? Not 0.5. What? Say that again, Ashley, sorry. It wasn't just 20 though. And look, I wrote it up here. Right? Didn't we decide on that? I mean, you could write 20 over 0.5. Is that what you? Oh, but you changed yours. Remember to 40 over 1? Didn't you change yours? Look at your number 3, Ashley, on yours. Oh no, that's good. All right. Okay, so you guys are all good. 40x, good job, because it's plus 0. And Ashley wrote in the plus 0 because our y-intercept is 0. So woo, finally, you guys, finally. So you guys, don't make it so hard. Remember that we found, oops, I don't know what just happened there. We found the y-intercept, so we found b to be 0. We found the slope to be, you could have put 20 over 0.5, that would be perfectly acceptable, but we just made it easier to be 40 over 1 or just 40. So nice job, you guys. Okay, you ready? Ashley, you ready? It's a big moment here. Number 5. At the yellow highlighted point, describe what this point means in your own words. So I don't want to hear like math words. Tell me what that point means as far as the submarine dive goes. What does that? The 140 and the 3.5. Tell me what that means in words. So type that in your notepads. What does that mean, you guys? What does that mean? Ashley is typing. Nita is typing. Nice job, you guys. Dustin, what does it mean? Skylar, how about you? What does that mean? It doesn't have to be very long. Just one sentence will work. It got busy in here all of a sudden. All right, Dustin is typing. Nice job. Skylar, you're the only one. You can do it, Skylar. You got this. Ashley, you're doing great. Looks like Dustin and Lita are wrapping up too. Lita, you're doing awesome. Very nice, Dustin. Good job, you guys. Okay, so Skylar, I just didn't hear from you. So hopefully you are not lost. Lita's typing for you. Oh, Skylar went out. I see. Okay, Skylar, you're back. All right, Skylar, you just missed number 5, but let's go over what everybody put because you guys did an awesome job. So Ashley says it means that the depth of the submarine is 140 and it took 3.5, 3.5, I'm going to scroll down, minutes. Very exactly right. Nice job. And it looks like Dustin and Lita, all the same answers. Good job, you guys. Exactly. So when you are describing what's going on, always think of it in terms of real life. Like, hey, after 3.5 minutes, the sub was 140 meters below the water. So good job. Good job, you guys. There's really no point in, oh, it's okay, Skylar. I'm glad you're back. There's really no point in doing math if you can't relate it to something in real life. All right, you guys. Sorry, there's actually a number 6. So what does the y-intercept and slope mean then in your own words? In your own words, what does that y-intercept mean? So you could do it, explain it just like you explain the point if you want. What is the y-intercept in your own words? And then what does the slope mean in your own words? Let's see how you guys do. Final question of the night. All right, I like that you guys are all typing. Excellent job. You guys are doing a great job. Number 6. Sorry, there was 6. I know I said 1 to 5. I added a final one. Skylar, you're typing. Very nice. Okay, so let's see here. So Ashley, you're still working on it. Dustin. Hello, Dustin. What is the y-intercept? And you guys, if you only know what the y-intercept means, then just do the y-intercept if you want. If you only know the slope, what that means, just do the slope. So good. Skylar's working on it. Ashley, you're looking it up. Think about it in terms of points, though. Think about like the y-intercept. The point is 0, 0. You did a really good job of explaining the yellow points. So how could you explain the 0, 0 for the y-intercept? So that might help some of you guys, like if you heard what I was saying to Ashley, like think of the y-intercept as a point, right? Because it's 1 point. It's 0, 0. So you could explain the y-intercept just in terms of point. And then when you think of slope, you always want to think of slope as a rate of change, so something that's happening, ongoing. And remember that slope is rise over run, and our rise on this problem is our depth, and our run on this problem is time. So if you guys, that is the bonus one right there. If you guys could get that, that would be awesome. So I'll let you guys take for a couple more seconds. Ashley is typing, very good. Lita's still typing. Okay, you guys about ready for our final question? Dustin is typing. So we'll wait for Dustin and Ashley and Skylar to finish up. It looks like Ashley might be done. Looks like Lita is done. Skylar, I think, is done. Dustin is just about there. All right, let's read them. Let's see what you guys say. So Ashley, the y-intercept means at the start of the submarine, and the slope is where the submarine, okay, so the y-intercept is the start of the submarine. Okay, so you're saying it's the start. So let's just go with that, and let's look at somebody else's y-intercept. Okay, we'll come back to Dustin just a second. He's tight, or actually we'll scroll down too. Dustin doesn't have anything. So 6, the y means depth. Okay, Lita, that's true, but we're looking at the y-intercept, so maybe you're just doing slope. And Skylar, you said the y equals depth, but again, you guys, y-intercept is 2 points, or 2 coordinate points. It's 0, 0, right? So let me write that right here. So here's our y-intercept, which you guys said, 0, 0. Well, the only thing that's depth on this is this part of the y-intercept, right? The y part. And the x part is time, and some of you guys did write time. So in your own words, what's the sub doing here at the blue dot? What's the sub doing? And so somebody type it in the chat box. Tell me what the sub is doing at the blue dot. How about Skylar? Good. Skylar's typing. Way to take initiative. And Lita are typing. It's where we start. True. And Lita's typing. Let's see what Lita says. Getting ready to go. I think you mean down, actually. Because he's at 0 meters below. Dustin, what is Dustin saying? Dustin. Dustin's typing a novel. Starting up the submarine and getting the checklist ready to go. Very funny, Dustin. Okay, so you guys, at 0, 0, with 0 time, the sub is right on the surface of the water, right? It has not started to go down in depth. Okay, so one thing that's confusing to a lot of people is that this line has a positive slope. But if you think about depth, this is the depth. This is called the submarine dive. So this submarine is going underneath the water. So The submarine is actually not rising up from the bottom, right? The submarine is actually descending, but this line represents a descending pattern. So just kind of be careful to look at your variables, because I know there was one multiple choice with skiers, to which graph represented a skier going up a chairlift and which graph represented a skier going downhill, and people were just looking at how the line looked instead of at the actual variables, so be careful about that. It is the starting point. It's before the sub has started to dive, so good. Okay, so let's really quick just finish this off and look at our slope then. And so, all right, so it looks like Skylar didn't do anything with this. Let's look at Lita's. The slope is how far it goes in the amount of time. That's exactly right, Lita. Very good. And, okay, so Dustin, you are not doing this one. And then the slope is where the submarine decreased at 40 and 1 minute. Okay, so you guys are really close. Lita and Ashley, you guys are right on. So the way you would describe slope, how fast does the sub dive every minute? How fast does it dive? How far does it go down? I should say not fast, that's the wrong word. How far does it go down every minute? You guys, you can type it in the chat box if you want. Dustin's on the go on this one. He's taking the reins. How far? The 20 was every 0.5, right? Because 20 was over 0.5. So 20 is every 30 seconds. So look a little bit more. So Skylar's typing 2. Oh, I'm sorry, Skylar. My question is, how far does the sub go down each minute? How far does the sub go down each minute? We have holiday music in the background here. Okay, so good. Dives at the rate of 40 meters every minute, and that's perfect, Dustin. So when you guys are talking about slope, it's not one point in time. It's a rate of change. So the slope is diving at 40 meters every minute. That's exactly right. And Ashley brought up the 20. You could also say the slope is diving at 20 meters every 30 seconds, but people don't usually talk like that, right? We usually say, I get 20 miles per every 1 gallon, or the wind is blowing at 20 miles per 1 hour, or something like that. So we usually say it out of 1. All right, you guys, good job today. So does anybody have any questions before we sign off? Okay, there's no. Okay, good. Next quarter? I have to look, but I think we're starting with either geometry or statistics. It's new and exciting. I'll show you. All right, so you guys are good. Well then, thanks for coming, you guys, and we'll see you next week for our last week. There's no new material next week, but there is a little quiz, so make sure you take the quiz, and also make sure you don't actually skip any of the quizzes as you go. And you guys have a good rest of the week, and we'll talk to you all later.